Spoiler warning. Attention, dear listeners. It's Libra here. Spoilers for Skeleton Crew on Disney Plus ahead. If you haven't caught up on this Star Wars tale, proceed at your own risk. May the Force be with you. Or at least your curiosity.
Welcome to the League of Melanated Gentlemen podcast. I am Spencer, and I'm one of your hosts on this podcast. And today I am joined by the other two members of the League of Melanated Gentlemen to give you an episode. We're just gonna see what happens.
Yes, sir. This is Brandon.
And of course, I am Jordan.
Now, of course, Jordan is going to tell you about all the places where you can find us, reach us, contact us, interact with us, because there are a few of those, and we know that you're just dying to talk to us about all the things and all the opinions you have. Jordan, if you could.
Yeah, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on X, we are on YouTube, and we're all at the League of Melanated Gentlemen. Maybe is there any new social media places out there? Threads? Nobody mess with Threads like that, huh? No.
No, they tried.
Yeah, they tried it. Yeah, I don't know. That's where we at though. We're not with all the TikTok wave. Welcome back TikTok. We're not on the new Asian one that people are trying to run and flood to. I think it was like Red Note or Red something. I don't know. But those are all places that you can find us at. And then don't forget to rate and review us on whatever streaming service you use, whether it be Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And then, of course, schedule updates on Mondays. The main episode drops from the main series. But then, we have some other podcasts around here. On Tuesdays, bi-weekly, we have LMG Presents Marvel Multiverse RPG. That is the Marvel role-playing game that we have here on the channel that just hit 1 year. The game in its entirety hit 1 year. So happy anniversary to them.
Congrats.
And then we also have Wednesdays. We have Wrestling with Worldwide Willis. That is Brandon's episode. That is Brandon's podcast where he talks all things wrestling. And then, of course, we have bi-weekly as well, DC Animation with Spencer and Friends. Spencer, what's the next movie on the list?
This week we will be reviewing Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
There you go. Did they drop the second one of that? Because I know they got the comic book, the second series.
No, there's only one of those movies currently.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Damn, I wonder what's taking them so long to do that. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, that is everything we have.
Excellent. Now, as I'm sure the people are aware, there was some new Disney Plus hotness in the Star Wars world. Today, we're going to be focusing our episode on Star Wars generally, but we do have to talk about the new hotness that recently came to an end, Skeleton Crew. Now, we are not going to be doing a full review of the Skeleton Crew. However, we did go ahead and issue the spoiler warning at the beginning because we're going to talk about it a little bit. So, gentlemen, what do we think of Skeleton Crew? Brandon, I want to start with you. This show.
Whoa. Before that, can I get my thoughts off right quick on the last thing we reviewed? Because people down to hear it.
Forgot about that. Yes, there was new DC hotness that Jordan couldn't join us for.
Yeah.
And so, Jordan, what were your thoughts on the Creature Commandos?
I actually really enjoyed Creature Commandos. I thought it was a well-made show. I know one of the first questions that you asked, how was the animation? I really enjoyed the animation. I didn't have any problems with it. I enjoyed every episode was like an origin story. At first, I felt like I got a little annoyed with it, but then I was like, you know what, actually fine, just to kind of find out each of the reasons that these creatures are here. I will say, I heard you guys talk about like you wish Weasel's backstory would have got fleshed out a little bit more. Totally agree. I want to see his backstory more. Um, I wanted to see more of what's the girl's name? Nina?
Mazursky?
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, I kind of want to see more of her. To me, she really didn't do anything in the entire series except for, that last episode.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up, died.
Yeah.
Um,
I think I think the whole point of her being there was like the tragedy that came with just being different. Because she was, the way I saw it, she was put into a really bad situation through no fault of her own. She just existed and bad shit kept happening, but she just wanted to be like a normal, gifted person.
Yeah. Uh, one of my favorite characters, I think you guys said the same thing. Definitely Dr. Phosphorus. That character right there is cool. I don't know if Marvel has anybody like him, but that his concept is pretty. It's such a simple concept, like,
Hmm.
and it's just such. They did such an amazing job with him. Like the fact when he grabbed anybody, he was just like burned them. But then I was like, he was throwing that little girl up in the air, and she didn't get burned. So I was like, does he?
Yeah, I thought that same thing too.
Well, yeah, he controls the amount of radiation he puts out.
That's what I
I
sort of
feel like she
figured.
might. I don't know. She might have some. She might not be able to give birth because
Yeah, that
she a
may,
little
yeah.
older. Like, yeah, she gonna have some problems.
Yeah. I mean,
Girl, third arm.
just a splash of cancer.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. She might have that little small cancer. Like, I was like, she ain't gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Um. Also the Clayface. I didn't see that one coming.
Mm.
I thought that was pretty good to see. We got to see Batman for like I don't know, zero point 0.5 seconds.
Just a hot second. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a
Yep.
sliver of a second. Also the Queen, the princess. Wow, I was not expecting her to be killed at the end. I
To
thought
get
she
a
was gonna
hot
make
Hmm.
it
one.
out.
Yep.
I thought she was gonna
Put
make it
one
out.
right between the eyes. Yep.
Yep.
A couple characters I think was wasted. Um, I think Frankenstein was wasted. I want to see more of him. I was like, what is he here for? I thought he was actually gonna do something.
Mm.
I was like, he about to get this reunion with what's
The bride.
the bride, and I was like, she just straight lit him up, and we
I
didn't see him
think that
again.
I think we'll get him later.
Yeah.
If season
Like
two
that
comes out.
that's the vibe I got was he will be more important later on. Like there's gonna come a way they're gonna have to like recruit him into, like they're gonna have to bring him into the fold, and the bride is gonna have a problem with it.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Amanda Waller's gonna be like, hey, we got shit to do.
Okay.
Hmm. Figure it out.
Rick Flag, he wasn't completely wasted. I think he served his purpose, so I can't say he was really wasted. He definitely served his purpose and what he had to do. The ending, though, I wanted to see, which I mean, I know I have to wait for season two, but I wanted to see the fallout from everyone finding out that the princess died, like got killed. I wanted to see
Yeah.
what happened then. But I mean, the bride, everybody made it back to Amanda Waller, and looks like they got a new team forming. We got to see Shark was it Man Shark, Shark Man. What's the big
King
shark?
Shark.
King
King
Shark.
Shark. Yeah.
Got to see him. We saw him in Suicide Squad. Only I recognized him. I don't know if I recognize anybody else. But overall, I thought the show was pretty good. The only people I knew from the show was Weasel. That's literally the only person I knew, and that's because he was in Suicide Squad.
Right.
Other than that, I had no idea who any of these characters was. So it was kind of I feel like it's kind of nice and like a refreshing feeling, like when I don't know anything, so like I can go in and just start speculating things. Because normally if it's like a Marvel thing, like I kind of have an idea of who the character is, but like all these characters didn't know any of them.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, it was nice.
And that's one of the good things about a Suicide Squad type situation is you can kind of just like put people in or out however you want to.
Yep.
Yeah. GI Robot, he's kind of funny too. That boy lit them people up.
I
I love
loved
Giant
it.
Robot.
He was one of my favorites.
Yeah, that boy lit them people up,
Are
boy.
you a Nazi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then who? So that was Weasel. Weasel's backstory real tragic. He's just
Yeah.
trying to do the right thing.
It was
Um,
dark.
yeah. So there's Weasel, the Bride, GI Robot, Dr. Phosphorus,
And Nina.
and Nina. Yeah. So, if I had to rate the show, I'd give it an 8. I'd probably give it a
Huh?
solid 8. So, yeah,
Okay.
that was my thoughts on Creature
Future
Commando.
Commandos.
Yeah. My bad for not giving you that. We should have talked about it. And I'm glad we did.
Yeah. Do you guys remember what you rated it? Just so I keep track of it.
8.5. Both of us.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think also 8.5.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And again, in James Gunn I trust. So we're gonna see what
Yeah,
happens.
a
Thanks.
good start for James Gunn. I will say good season opener. Good intro to this new universe. Also, one of the things, I don't know if you guys talked about it. So I remember when they said this whole DC connected universe, every character is going to be connected to like their live action voice character, right? Do y'all
Hmm.
remember
Hmm.
this being a thing? And like if they're in video
Yeah.
games, they're going to use the same person. Okay,
Yeah.
so was the white guy that was with Amanda Waller? Was that his voice actor from
Yes.
Peacemaker?
Like,
Okay,
yeah, like he was in Suicide Squad. He was in Peacemaker. Yeah, I think that was John Ekmos. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
him.
okay.
So yeah. All
Love
right.
it.
Excellent. Excellent. So now, Skeleton Crew.
Hmm.
Brandon, as far as what you typically enjoy, Skeleton Crew seems to be right in your wheelhouse.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it's got the Star Wars, it's got the kids, it's got the, political things that are kind of tied in a little bit.
Hmm.
What are your thoughts on Skeleton Crew? I don't know how you feel about pirates, but
Yeah, not a big pirate guy. That's the only thing that I wasn't all the way in on. But however, overall, I thought it was a really good show. I thought it served its purpose. It wasn't going to be a game changer. It wasn't going to change the rules of any Star Wars or any Jedi stuff. But I just thought it was supposed to be a good adventure, right? It was supposed to be a coming of age type of Star Wars adventure, which we really haven't gotten in a long time with Star Wars. Like this usually isn't a thing Star Wars does, especially with like children and things of that nature. So I thought it was really good. I thought it was compelling. I thought the episodes moved at a good pace. I thought that the characters were interesting. I love Neil. I love KB. Like that crew was really good. Whim, like that crew was really good at bouncing off of each other. The dynamics were great, and yeah, I just thought overall it did its job, and it threw in some stuff that casuals like the lightsabers, the ships, the what I'm saying, all the little side stuff they threw in, the Jedi using the Force, all that stuff they threw in there, but they were also kept kind of adjacent with the New Republic and all this stuff. So, but no, I really enjoyed it. As you guys said, it was right up my alley, but I didn't know if it'd be able to really hit home like I was hoping, and it did. So I enjoyed it.
okay. Okay. I will go next. I thought it was pretty good. I think it was paced well. It looked like they leaned more into practical effects than CGI,
Yeah.
and I can appreciate that.
Hmm.
I liked both best friends. I liked Neil and KB.
Yep.
Um, the two main ones, little annoying, but that's a part of their character.
Right.
Like that was
Right.
on purpose.
Hmm.
I think that it was paced well, and one thing that I think this show did pretty well was stakes.
Hmm.
I think that the stakes were fair, like the stakes were reasonable under the circumstances. Um, and there were actually stakes. Like there were points where you were like, oh no, like
Right.
we're kind of worried about how this is going to go, or how this is going to end, or how they're going to get out of this, or what's going to happen. You never knew if you could trust Jude Law. Like
You're right.
we
Facts.
wanted to trust him because we saw him a lot, but like,
Hmm.
is he the problem? Because literally everyone is saying, "Do not trust this man."
Right.
Everyone. I like the droid.
Oh, SM-33. I liked him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
33.
Yeah.
Don't know nothing about no ad or whatever he kept saying.
I don't know
Yeah.
nothing about no ad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was yeah. All that was great. Um. It felt like two different shows at one point. Like it felt like there was the pirate shit, and then there was the shit with the kids,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and then eventually those came together.
Hmm.
But yeah, at the beginning, I was like, these are very different things that were happening. Like the
Right.
the mutiny that happened at the beginning, and then we go to pretty much Earth,
Yeah.
where they live in a suburb and go to school and have standardized testing and
Right.
yeah. But yeah, to find out that at like to find out all the stuff that was going on, like the fact that it was hidden and that all memories of it had been erased, and that's one of the places where money is made, and
Yeah.
yeah, like it was a pretty interesting show. Like it gave me more than I was expecting it to, And I'm under the impression that this show is getting a lot of, not necessarily that it's getting hate, but there were people who didn't bother with it because of Acolytes.
Yeah, I think it definitely suffered from. Oh, you're the next show after Acolytes. Acolytes is trash. All right, like I'm not watching this.
Yeah.
But this is totally different, and it feels like I don't know. Everything felt genuine. It didn't feel like they were half-handing. They were handing you anything that was like trying to send a signal. It was some stuff, obviously, with the AI and all that stuff, but it wasn't just overt. If anything, and was just a better show overall.
And it was made for kids. Like this was a show that people could watch with their families,
Exactly.
without having to worry about, too much of it being an issue. And so I think that making a kids show good for everyone is very hard to do. Like that is a
It's one of
tall order.
It's literally, I believe, you know me, I love family television. I think it's one of the hardest things to do, and I think that's why most people don't do it. It's a lot easier to make the dark stuff. It's
Yeah.
a lot harder to make it entertaining for dad, mom, brother, sister. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
very hard to do.
Yeah, like usually you are catering to one narrow demographic.
Exactly.
And I feel like this was able to be enjoyable for everybody who's on the couch.
Yep.
I'm not able to speak on this as a Star Wars purist
Mm-hmm.
because a Star Wars purist I am not.
Right.
So I'm looking at this more as like an outside viewer
Mm-hmm.
because I'm able to speak to Creature Commandos as a DC fan,
Right.
and I loved it as a fan of DC and a fan
So
of just, animated shows and all that. But
is this real lore like the money is made on Adden, or is this like the first time they ever introduced this? Do you know,
This is the
Brandon?
first time I've ever heard of it.
Okay, I was curious.
Credits being created at a certain place, and yeah, I'd never heard of that before.
When
I
so
ain't never heard of no Atten.
Yeah, I never heard of no damn ad.
now, so I understand this movie takes place during the New Republic. So what movies is that?
New Republic is kind of, I think damn, I know it's after, it's like Jedi's exist. They've mainly been after Order 66. Like all the Jedi's are gone for the most part. That's why they're kind of shocked to see a Jedi. I have to get my Star Wars bag a little deeper, but yeah, it's more modern times. If that's the way you could think about it.
I
Um,
want I want to say that I wondered this, and so I looked it up earlier. I want to say this happens between 6 and 7. Like
yeah,
I feel
that
like
makes sense.
this is shortly after 6.
Yeah,
I guess
that checks out.
according to this website, it's set 5 years after the Return of the Jedi, following the fall of the Galactic Empire. Which one is Return of the Jedi?
Um,
Return is 6, right?
yeah, I think so.
Okay, okay.
We need a Star Wars person here.
Yeah,
It's gonna be okay.
yeah, we'll make it. We'll make it. Okay. I was just curious when the setting was and everything. Be honest.
Jordan, it sounds like it was a chore for you.
It was. How many episodes was it again? 10?
8?
9? 8?
8.
First 4? I'll be honest. It was maybe first 5. It was a struggle.
Jesus.
But again, this wasn't for me. First of all, I'm not a big Star Wars fan. Second, you know, this was geared towards the younger age. I was very annoyed at all the characters, all
Student
of
like kids, bro.
all of them, and I was like, bro, Jude Law's character, freaking Jod is bad. Like, come on, bro. Like, he's right
Kids
there.
don't have a gut to,
I know.
like they don't have discernment. They're children.
Right. They haven't seen people just backstab people all the
Yeah, like,
time.
they come from a world
I know.
of perfect. Yeah, like
You're right. They lived in the burbs and they met a nigga, and this is what happens. Like, I get it. So
Right.
I was just like,
I liked that because it was a part of the storytelling. Like it
Right.
spoke to the kid's experience or lack thereof in this case.
And
I know.
sometimes like Fern and all them, they were like, no, nah, I'm
Yeah,
not all the way there.
Fern knew. Yeah, Fern was the one who was like,
Yeah.
we don't trust you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wim was the one who was like, hey, he's a Jedi. Let's do
Bro,
whatever he says.
I hated Wim. Wim was the worst one. I'm like, bro,
I like Wim. Wim
chill.
was
I like
annoying.
Neil. Neil was not. I liked him.
I like Neil. Neil's probably my favorite, but Wim was annoying in the good way. Like he's just the ignorant kid who wants to be a Jedi. So everybody's a part of his adventure story. Oh, he's just a Jedi, so he's good.
Bro,
You know.
no. This is like a Nick Jr. TV show. Like I was like this, but again, it's not for me. I will say I did like 33. 33 was that guy until he wasn't. But
Yeah.
it was just I don't know, man. This one was it was rough for me. Now I will say beautiful CGI. Whenever you saw like the
Mm-hmm.
ships and stuff were beautiful. Like those final 3 episodes, I really enjoyed those final 3 episodes. But everything else, it was a little rough. Also, I noticed, and I looked it up right before we really started talking about it. The dude who played Wim, I was like, bro, he looked like Antonio from uh Encanto. I looked it up. He is the voice actor.
What?
Okay. I don't
Yeah,
know how you figured he looked
Yeah,
like
I
him,
was
but
gonna say,
okay.
how did you connect the two?
because Antonio had like that curly hair, and Wim also had that curly, and he was like the same color as Wim. So then I was just looking at the voice cast, and literally the same person.
So Wim or Neil?
Wim.
Wim.
Okay. I don't know why I thought you said Neil.
Oh,
No, Neil was elephant, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. Oh no, if I would have guessed that, that would have been wild.
That's why I was like, how did you?
I
No,
still think it's kind of crazy. You was just like, Mexican kid or
bro,
Hispanic kid.
I don't know what his race is. Let me look up. But I was like, bro, look just like him.
He looks like he knows Rosario Dawson, so I assumed he was some kind of Afro Latino.
Yeah.
So
No, I knew Jordan wasn't gonna mess with it like that. You know what I mean? No bullets, no blood, no kids getting chopped in half. I knew it wasn't gonna be.
but I was like, bro, Jod is the bad guy. I was like, I don't know what else to tell you, TV. Like, bro, figure it out. He's the bad guy. And then the parents, bro. The parents
I
also,
mean,
when they found their parents, was making me mad too.
the parents were unreasonably dumb. I will give you that.
It's a kid's show, so I wasn't shocked by that.
Yeah, it
Bro.
was. The dad was pissing me off a couple times, but for the most part, he was fine. But
Yeah.
I do like the supervisor concept. I like all that.
Same.
Oh, like the fact that it was like a AI robot.
Yeah, it was just a big because everybody kept asking, "Okay, can I meet with the supervisor?" Like, oh no, not really.
I thought the
You know,
supervisor, as a twist, I thought the supervisor was going to be the pirate that they was looking for at Adden originally. I can't remember his name.
the
Oh
wolf.
yeah, the dude. Yeah, him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That would have
the
been
one that
interesting.
ship. That would have been a crazy twist.
Yeah, the one that
Yeah.
Fern was like, I killed him.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
At first, I thought it was going to be the little owl girl.
That would have
Oh.
been weird.
Yeah, that would have been weird. How would that have
I mean,
made
she's
sense?
smart. She's good with technology. I was like,
No, but it had to have been somebody that was there before.
I mean, she knew the coordinates. That was the only thing that threw me.
She gave them the coordinates to the wrong planet, though, I thought.
She did originally.
Oh, and that could be because Jod was with them.
Yeah, yeah,
But,
because she
yeah.
didn't want them to go with her with John.
Yeah, but
But
if
luckily,
it
she
would have
was
been
like,
that
hey,
pirate,
here's my number.
if it
Right.
would have been that pirate though, that would have been a crazy twist.
It would
Yeah.
have, because then 33 would have been, his loyalty would have been in question.
Yeah,
Yeah,
facts.
I would say that was pretty funny. The one episode, I think he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be the captain," and he was like, "Well, I'm gonna uncall it." He was like, "You can't do that," and then
Yeah,
33 was like, "I'll allow it."
yeah, like claimsies.
Yeah, claimsies. That's what it was. He's like, "I
Yeah.
unclaimsies."
Like, what?
Yeah, it was
it's
just like
bro, it
this
doesn't
is
work like that.
drastic stakes here, but we're doing claimsies.
Yeah,
And again, it's a kid's show.
I chuckled at that. I ain't gonna lie, I chuckled at that.
See, man, there you go. Laugh a little bit, man. Enjoy life a little bit, man. You ain't gotta watch stuff people get murdered all day. But I enjoyed the ship. I enjoyed all that stuff, man. Hyperspace, like all that stuff was dope, man. And I just enjoyed the adventure, right? When they went to that one planet that was like a resort almost.
Yeah, that was
That
funny.
yeah, that was funny. When they pulled up to the little pirates like bar area and
Oh
all
yeah,
them
with
ships
all the
was
bad
there.
guys. Yeah,
Yeah, that felt very Guardians like, but
I agree. That did feel very Guardian like. Also
yeah.
with 33, I ain't gonna lie. I thought the mouse was controlling him for a long time
Mm,
I can see that.
because I
yeah.
like literally the mouse kept being in his head, and so I thought it was like a. You remember on Men in Black when like
Yeah.
Yeah.
that dude opened his face up?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was this situation. I thought the mouse was controlling 33 the whole time.
It's a couple times I thought 33 was goner. Thought my boy
Oh
was
yeah.
cooked a couple
There were a
times.
lot of times I was like, oh well, there goes
Yeah.
that one.
My man got
Bro,
his head cut off by a lightsaber. And then when they got in the treasure in the safe with all the stuff, like that was dope.
bro's got some armor on him because he was getting shot up and he was still dodging, still running through bullets. I'm like, damn, he built good.
Yeah.
Also, whenever they were in the treasure trove and Jod was like, all right, release the acid, like how did
Yeah.
everybody just live?
That's
So
a very good question.
did they live or did a different crew show up? Like did all the you know what I'm saying? I don't think he sent his full crew after him.
Okay. It felt like some of the people that should have got by the acid, like I feel like Steve Urkel should have got by the acid and didn't.
Bro,
Gotcha. Okay.
bro, I literally saw him and I'm like, bro, why is Steve Urkel here?
Man,
Every time I see Jaleel White, I'm like, bro, what are you doing here? Where are your
can he
glasses?
not work? Can a man not get a check?
No, bro, where's
No,
his glasses at?
I like seeing him in other stuff because he's
Dang.
he's
I do
been
too.
trying like for 30 years he's been trying to shake off Steve Urkel.
Facts.
You can't do it. Every time I see
It-
him, like I like him, but I'm just like, bro, where your glasses? Like, go get your glasses.
You're the reason that man
Yeah,
has
people like
financial
you
issues.
are why he had to be like, I got bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you don't have to do all that.
You ain't
Like,
gotta defend yourself like that, bro. I get it. Just go put your glasses on.
yeah, we get them suspenders.
Yeah, bro, what you doing?
I really like KB. Like I liked her because at first I was like,
I
she
really like
droid
KB.
or she
I thought she was a droid the entire time.
well, I thought either she's mechanical or she just that little thing over her eyes just kind of like helps her figure out tech or something. But like that part where she had to like, where Fern had to like, or Wim had to like put the battery and
Like
take
Iron
it out,
Man.
and that was
Yeah.
really cool.
Yep.
Yeah, that would remind me of when Iron Man, like, his thing in his chest got messed
Yeah,
up. That's what that reminded me of.
yeah, that was dope how they made it too.
Yeah. I thought about Cyborg and how like in Teen Titans there were episodes where like he could run out of battery.
Mm-hmm.
So Jod, he was trained by a Jedi, right?
Yes.
That's legit.
Yeah. They now everybody wants to know who his master was.
Yeah, I was like, how he and what happened.
Yeah, exactly. What led him towards being a pirate? Yeah, not sure, but did y'all think he was a Jedi at first? I ain't gonna lie, I thought he was just a trickster. I thought he was doing
I thought it
something.
was a trickster too.
Yeah, because the way he
I
did it was very like, I don't know.
I thought that he was like the one of the gray people, like
Mm-hmm.
not a Jedi but could do Jedi shit.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah,
Because I clocked early. I was like, this is not a good dude.
yeah. No, definitely.
So
Like,
I
when he's-
figured he may have used to be a Jedi.
Yeah,
Like his lightsaber is orange, but I mean, of course it would be red. But yeah, he's not a good person.
right. I'm kind of surprised his lightsaber stayed blue.
Well,
I think that was just somebody else's lightsaber.
yeah, it was somebody else's, so it wouldn't have moved that. It wouldn't have changed that fast because he didn't have it that
I
long.
thought it would. Not whoever wields it, but if you wield it for a long time.
He didn't have it that long.
I mean,
though.
yeah, like he had it. He only used it for a little, like it was in his hands very briefly.
Yeah.
I feel like he was whipping that bitch up every time somebody said something wrong. Zoom.
Like he had it. He had that thing on him.
Yeah,
Or
like,
or
it
it could
was
be
like-
like his intention wasn't truly dark. It kind of like we saw a change in Acolyte.
Yeah,
Like maybe he wasn't like fully pissed or something.
maybe. I did enjoy that inclusion. Like, I like that was in the treasure trove. Like, I enjoyed that. I bet you it was all kind of Easter eggs in there. I just didn't.
Oh yeah,
When
like
you say you thought it was fake, I thought he just like because like in Star Wars universes, everyone's basically aware of the Force, right?
Yeah, usually
And
most people, yeah,
and
they
so
think it's either a myth or whatever.
I thought maybe he just like accidentally tapped into it one time,
Mm,
and he just only learned how to float stuff just a little bit, like small items.
yeah,
That's what I thought originally.
I what show was it? Was it Obi-Wan where one dude was saying he was a Jedi but he wasn't really? He was being like a fake Jedi. What's my dude that was in Eternals? God, dog. Indian guy,
I know who you're talking about.
Kumail.
Yeah.
Camille. Yeah, he was. Yeah, in Obi-Wan, he was a fake Jedi.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, he was pretending to be a
Yeah,
Jedi.
so I thought maybe John had like figured out a way to like maneuver these. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just weird that he.
It was a little shaky.
Yeah, it was a little shaky. It was a little like too clean. And I was just like, interesting. But
Okay.
yeah. What
Okay.
what ratings are we giving this?
I mean, I give it a 6.5.
That's what I was gonna say.
6.5 is crazy. I will do a 7.5.
7.5.
Yeah, it was a good show, bro.
7.5 though.
7.5. It was a good show.
I mean, I understand, you grade each show and movie on its own scale, so we can't compare it to, what we just did with Creature Commando, but 7.5 is that's kind of high.
It's not though. I
That's
did eight
crack.
and a half for
That's
Creature.
crackhead high. Like
From
that's
Brandon, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
yeah.
like
Jordan, what did we give Acolytes?
We gave Acolyte. So I gave it a 6.5.
what,
Brandon
bro?
gave it a 5, and Spencer gave it a 6.5.
This is what I mean. Okay,
I have to give it a 7 then, because
thank you.
this is better than that, in my opinion. Like overall.
Abs 10 times better,
To be
honestly.
honest, I might if I had to rewatch one, I'll probably rewatch Acolyte before I rewatch this.
That
All right.
doesn't surprise me.
That tells me everything I need to know. All right, you're good.
I will give this a 7.
So your official rating gonna be a 7, okay?
Yes.
Like Acolyte in the same breath, like Skeleton Crew is crazy.
I don't
So
know.
you really
This-
didn't like Acolyte. Like you had problems with it.
Oh, Acolyte was garbage. This is the worst Disney Plus Star Wars show ever.
Okay.
Like I would watch Obi-Wan 10 times over. I'd watch obviously Andor, all of them.
Now, do you think this gets a season 2?
I think so. I think so.
I
I
don't
think
know. Like I don't know what you do with this. I guess
That sounds like I feel like they completely this is a complete story to me.
since Atten is no longer hidden, I think that we see it in the future, but I don't think this show needs its own. I don't think this show needs a second season. I think that we can just kind of see these kids later, maybe, but like
I
in
can
other
see it.
stuff.
I can see it because they were protected for a reason, right? Like, or they put that thing up for a reason, right? Like they didn't want people to know they exist.
Yeah, I thought
Now,
it was like so. This was one of many banks, pretty much, right?
exactly. Yeah. So it's like now you've opened yourself up to pirates. There's all kind of cartels out there.
That's true. I mean, that is true. Like the planet is in danger now.
Right. Like now it's a target now. And it's gonna need some people to protect it, which
And
we can see
we'll
older
see if
one.
that's the case because yes, the shields were destroyed, but the owl lady sent the police, so
True. Like
all the
Yeah,
pirates were captured, and
yeah,
I mean,
but now people know that Aten is a real place because even if you're a pirate, you probably sent out some communication like, "Yo, Aten is a real place.
yeah.
Like, here are the coordinates to it."
And that's why I think it could be a good show because now you have the New Republic. Like you have that part of it. Like they're gonna now probably be a part of it, right? So you got you know the ships. You got more influence with like um, with the ships and then protecting it, as well as these kids growing up. And you still have Wim trying to, like, he wants to be a Jedi. Like, how far that goes, who knows? But,
That
and
boy better. What
like
up?
Wim, I mean, I think Neil is a good enough character where you're right, Spencer. Like, he shouldn't be just, to me, he shouldn't just be on one show. Like, he was a good character.
Who? Wait, Neil or Wim?
Neil.
Okay, Neil, the
And
elephant.
KB. I want to see
And
a
KB.
grown KB cooking.
Yeah, facts. Facts.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a complete story. Also, when when Jod, bro, when he got inside the safe with all the gold, that is a crazy amount of credits.
Yeah.
Again, that's where they make them. So
Like,
Yeah, man.
like that is insane. Also, could you imagine you live on that planet and you poor? Like,
Yeah.
bro, that is wild. They are literally making you be poor for no reason.
Yep. And then they just say, you need help, speak to the supervisor.
Bro, I'll be mad.
and it
Uh,
didn't look like there was any poverty there. Like that the planet felt like a utopia, and like
yeah.
every single person is given, like based on how they test, every person is given a job toward the great work.
Yeah, but what if
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel like I ain't making enough money. I need more money. Y'all got all this money where I'm about to go rob the bank. But I guess that's in real life too, right? So I don't know.
Well, that would be in real life, but like the people here are kept in the dark. Like
Yeah.
Oh, that's true
nobody,
too. I forgot about that.
yeah, like so
Because
they
the
do,
droids know.
yeah, like everything is locked down.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a
Security state.
yeah.
Police
Okay,
state.
that's a good point. Did we ever find out? Okay, so they went to that other planet that looked just like Ad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did we ever figure out why they look just alike? Or did I miss that?
I don't think so. I don't think we
We
did.
we didn't, but I made some assumptions. Like I assumed that it was a situation where that was an Atten style planet, and that's what happens when outsiders find it and get pillaged.
Yeah, because it was called like at something.
Yeah, it was, and I assume any at planet is that same thing.
Yeah.
So
Agree.
because Atten was one of many planets that makes money. So yeah,
Yeah.
like my assumption was, oh, this is a ghost of what was once a planet like Atten.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was a disguised planet. Like people don't know Ad exists, they know about this one. And it's
Mm-hmm.
it's just a front for the real Ad.
Gotcha.
That could be it too.
Yeah. I don't know nothing about no ad.
Hmm. Okay. Anything else before I get into uh what Collider wants to know, the big unanswered questions?
No, not really. Thought it was a good show. I am interested in what other Star Wars people, like what David, what other Star Wars people think. Because I mean, like you said, this isn't for everybody. This was specific for either a group who's going to just watch anything Star Wars, or maybe a younger demo.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm actually surprised because I feel like even though stuff be targeted towards kids, you always get the random cuss word. We actually didn't get that.
Yeah.
And I'm happy. I hate when stuff do that. Like I'm like, okay, I can watch this with my kids, and then they just drop random shit. Like
Right.
like, bro, it's supposed to be PG. What are we doing?
Right.
But okay. So I found some questions from Collider. This says our biggest unanswered questions after the Star Wars Skeleton Crew finale. Have not looked at any of these questions yet, but I want to wait until we all got here. So the first question is, who built the jewels of the old Republic and why? So basically they're asking like, who built all those credits that was just in that room? What y'all think?
Mm.
Ah,
Yeah. It's a legitimate question. I mean, I don't know if I would have. I thought about it, but it's legit. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in that room that is questionable. Like, and I don't know. I would have liked to see like a flashback to that original pirate how he got in there and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's what I said. That would have been cool if he was a supervisor.
Yeah, that would have been dope because they haven't seen him in a while.
yeah. He's dead as far as they know.
Exactly.
Yeah, that literally, but that literally could be anybody's body, like just
Right.
sitting there. Okay, the next question we actually asked this one as well. Which Jedi took Jod underneath? They say her wing. I don't know why it says her wing, but underneath their wing.
Maybe
Mm,
Jod mentioned his master being a woman.
yeah, I feel like most of the theories I've seen has been a woman, so he must have. Yeah,
Okay.
Because I feel like he does mention traveling with a her.
Like I just
yeah.
remember him talking about like he, grew up poor and he was in a terrible place and the Jedi found him. Like that's one thing I remember him saying.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So if this takes place 5 years after episode 6, that means that he was probably trained. I mean, of course, he was trained during the episodes, like episodes 4, 5, and 6. So, do we know any Jedi that were around then that could have trained him?
Mm,
I mean, wasn't there a lot of Jedi around though?
That's why I'm
Or
asking, do we
no?
know any?
Oh,
yeah, it's tough because you said this is after Order 66, so it's like a lot of Jedi got wiped out, but there's obviously more um, that we've seen, obviously, that were still around. And there were some droids that didn't, or I'm sorry, some clones that didn't go for that and didn't execute the order. That's a good question. I'm not sure. I
Because
bet you it's something lore
it's
based
safe to
or
assume that he's because if he's this age now, then it's safe to assume he's younger than Anakin.
mhm,
Would that put him at about Ahsoka age?
potentially, potentially. Yeah, I can see that.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I could definitely see that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
But
it,
I
it it
bet
wasn't
you,
answered, so they're like, we'll just have to see.
yeah,
But
I bet you. What I've noticed in this like Disney Plus verse with certain people running it is like it's very like in the books they'll have some random character that wasn't canon before, and now they're like bringing them into the canon with the shows.
okay, I feel like if we have seen his master in anything, it may have been Clone Wars, based on the time period. I don't know,
They could definitely have. They could definitely be it.
but the fact that like his because his master could be somebody that's Obi-Wan's age
Hmm.
or Anakin's age, or like there's a wide range for who could have been his master. So I would figure, based on the time periods here, if we saw them, they may have been in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
If they are somebody that we've seen. They may be
Yeah.
somebody that, we've never seen before. They don't even exist yet. Because we don't even know Jod's real name, but we don't know. I assume this is the first appearance of him.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'll probably assume the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm. Okay. Uh, the next question: what fate will Jod Nah? Oh wait, Jod Nah is that his first and last name? Jod Nah. That's,
That's
I
just
don't
how
know.
he introduced himself, but who
Ja
knows what his
Rule.
name is?
All right.
Ja.
What fate will Jod Noon not Jod Nah Nahwood? That's a terrible name. Face. So I mean, basically at the end, like he's still in that room after he destroys the supervisor. I assume they're just going to arrest him.
Yeah, like I assume he's just gonna go with all the other pirates.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna get arrested over. That's it. And that's also part of the potentially season 2, him breaking out. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Or he's in hiding. Like,
I
because
mean, bro killed the supervisor. Like,
he did, but the
Yeah.
owl lady may not know where he is.
Right.
So yeah, because the owl lady's the one who sent the police, and yeah, like we don't. He and his crew were never together,
Right.
so we actually don't know. But yeah, like my assumption would be, yeah, like he gets arrested and goes with his crew.
I will say, I felt bad for the people, the citizens who, when they brought that ship down, that
bro,
big
I said the same thing.
bro, I was like, God, they hope they got home insurance, man.
Bro, that is a
Yeah,
huge ship. You know, a lot of people died. Like,
Oh, for sure.
yeah.
that ship was huge. I thought the same thing.
It did kind of hit the water, so maybe that helped. But man,
That
I
remind me of
think
the scene on Guardians 3 when
yeah,
when they went to the planet with all the animals and stuff, like,
yep,
and the ship and all that fell. That's what that reminded me of.
yeah. That was I was like, damn, that thing cleaned up.
So it says what happens to Adden and the inhabitants now. So I think that's one of the questions we've been asking too. Is like, yeah, what happens to this planet? Like, it's known now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they better they better get some security.
And honestly, they could, get a new shield system and be fine because
Yeah, that's true.
the shielding system they have will cut down anybody on their way in unless you know how to get in.
Yeah,
Depends on how long
So,
it take to make. Yeah,
so yeah, like if they could, get some new shields up, honestly, they'd be fine.
yeah,
got that
I agree.
shield of Wakanda over there.
Yeah, they had the storm, they had the shield, they had the storm. The whole
Wasn't it a planet with the storm? It was basically like a planet within a planet, right?
Yeah, like the shields created the illusion of a giant, like a gas giant. And
Right.
yeah,
then if you get through that cloud, the
it's a small
planet
little
itself is in the center.
yeah,
Sounds like
So
Wakanda to me.
it would be like if Earth was inside of Jupiter,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
but with the size disparity not being as large.
Then the final question pertaining to Skeleton Crew: could any of these characters appear in post-sequel trilogy Star Wars movies? I doubt we ever see
If
Mm.
anybody.
so, I don't know how much time there is between episodes 6 and 7, but you said that this is 5 years after 6. So if we see them in anything that happens after 9, would they be grown? Or like I don't know how much I don't know time passing in this universe.
You might say the Owl Lady. I feel like
Yeah.
she could be. I feel like that would be somebody we could see.
I could
Yeah.
definitely see that.
Like, yeah, just throw a random background character. I don't think we see, Wim, Neil, KB. I don't think we see any of those guys again. But I think we see one of these other side character people.
It'd be dope if we got to see them again.
Maybe
Especially,
33,
Again,
maybe.
I want to see KB cook.
yeah, I want to see
Like I,
KB
I
cook.
want to I want to see a grown KB just in with a crew, with a squad.
Yeah, 100%. Like
And I could
that'd be
see
fun.
Fern doing like Han Solo shit. Like I feel
Yeah,
like
I
that'd
was
be a
about to
good
say
path
like
for her.
yeah, she's definitely in that realm. Like just taking a ship and just doing her thing.
Yeah, exploring and doing whatever Han does.
Yeah,
So,
and like yeah, I think I don't know. Adding again, it's going to be under threat from the cartels and all that stuff, but it has a good backing with the New Republic. So,
Yeah, like since they no longer have any form of government since the supervisor's done.
hmm
And so yeah, like I kind of wonder like, hey, do your protectors stay here or do they just leave you to your own devices? Is there like do the people that are now aware of the outside world, start a mutiny, they start asking questions like yeah, I there are a lot of ways it could go.
yeah,
all right. And with that, any other thoughts on Skeleton Crew?
Is there anything you'd like to see? So like in all these, hypotheticals that could happen, what do you think like if you were writing for Star Wars, what would Atton's next chapter be?
I'd love to see. I know this is sort of a heist movie, but it was more of like piratey. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of want to see. I just saw Den of Thieves 3, so I'm kind of in a heist mindset. But it'd be dope if we could see a more like modern version of a heist. You know what I'm saying?
A
Like
space heist.
yeah, space heist with a little more like maybe we see, at Adden, yeah, it doesn't have the protection anymore. Yeah, it's not this utopia. So that means rich people are gonna become rich, poor people are gonna start falling down. And then potentially you start seeing some, poor people start making some moves, make some shit shake, and potentially have like a very like intricate heist. Because that's a lot of like that's a lot of money. Like
That's a lot.
especially new credits, like New Republic credits, like that's not just out there like that. You could
Yeah,
do a lot.
I would love to see a kind of maybe spin off one shot. You remember how Marvel used to do the one shot episodes, like movies, I
Hmm.
mean, like 30 minutes or so. I would love to see maybe like a 30, 45 minute series with 33 in the original crew, the original captain. Like I want to see what happened there and just kind of get that whole backstory. That's what I would love to see.
I like it.
Okay. I think that I would want to see how the citizens of At-Aten move forward now that the veil has been lifted.
Right.
Like I want to see like now that they are aware of the shield, they are aware of, the outside presence of other people. Um they're aware the supervisor was just a bot.
Yep.
I want to see how they respond to that. Just, the everyday citizens, because it feels like a situation where there are going to be riots and
Yeah, exactly. Because
like
they've been fooled all this time. Yeah.
yeah, like, there's going to be some mess. There's going to be looting. Yeah, and then I want to see how order is re-reached. Um, if it's a situation where like somebody who wants the power goes ahead and takes it. Um, I could see a situation where some charismatic leader comes through and they're like, "Hey, there are other planets just like ours that we
Right.
could, go liberate."
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Good way to put it.
Hmm. Okay. Uh, since we are already in the realm of Star Wars, I want to kind of keep us going a little bit. I got some unanswered questions, some 10 lingering questions Star Wars somehow still haven't answered. Now, let me preface this. You know, you got two out of three of us here that are not Star Wars experts, and some of our theories may be crazy or don't make any sense or may have already been answered. And then we got one person here who's been out the game for a little bit. He got in hardcore and he kind of took a backseat a little bit.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see. The first question is what is Yoda's species? Now, I do have a theory about this one. I think Yoda's species, whatever he is, I feel like they only come around like a new one is born every 400 to 500 years. I feel like it's not that many of them. They reproduce by like they just have their own kid. Like I feel like they don't need male, female, or whatever it may be. I think one is just like born,
Mm.
and I feel like they because it's not they don't come around that often. But what do y'all think about his species?
Hmm. I mean, yeah, I agree with the scarcity. Like the birth rate is like in the toilet. Which is kind of surprising just compared to like you would think, something would happen to cause that as long as you're around, you ain't, you know what I mean? You ain't procreated. You
But
know what
that's
I
what I'm
mean?
saying. That's why I think it just happens.
But if it just happened, you would think your birth rate would be higher because you don't even need a partner. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I feel like it might not even be you. Like I don't know, you're just born out of you just pop into the earth. I don't know, like I don't know, like an
Mm.
egg or something. Like you just exist out of nowhere.
Didn't Godzilla do that? Like, didn't Godzilla just lay an egg without help?
Oh, when he was in New York, that 2000 movie. You
Mm.
want that one? Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, you can see it. I wish they
I
wouldn't
want to
have.
say it's called asexual reproduction.
I
I think
thought the
that's
word
right.
was asexual, but I didn't want to get these words wrong.
I think I support your decision.
Yeah, I respect that. That's a smart decision. Um, I kind of wish they wouldn't have made it so scarce. Now, obviously, you don't want a bunch of Yodas walking around, but it would be dope if you saw the people's reaction to Baby Grogu. Like they were so happy about him because you just didn't see that species ever. So I don't know what the species called though, and
Oh, neither.
they need to procreate more.
What do you
Endangered
think, Spencer?
species.
I agree. I assume that there are not very many of them because with a lot of species, I feel like we have seen at least a few of them. Like, how many Chewbacca's have we seen?
Seen a bunch of
Quite a
them.
bit.
Exactly. And we see Ewoks. We've seen a bunch of them.
Hmm.
Is that the black dudes in the cloaks?
The Ewoks?
No.
They're the little bears, right?
Yeah.
Those are bears. What's the black dudes
Yeah.
in the cloaks?
Them dudes, they be scavenging,
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that. Yeah. Forgot my guys' names.
Okay, I thought that's what you were talking about. Okay.
We've seen a couple Darth Mauls.
Hmm.
I've
Uh,
only seen one. I didn't know there was more than
well, he has
one.
a brother, and
He
then
does.
I've seen some other spiky-headed things before. But
Jawas. That's what they're.
you said what?
Who's a Jawa?
Jawas are the little small things with the all
Oh,
black with the little
the
trench
black people.
coats.
Oh,
Yeah, they be
gotcha.
stealing people, stealing stuff.
But yeah, like for Yoda, like we have again seen very few, and as popular as Yoda is,
Yeah,
you would think that we've seen more if there were more.
right.
So I would agree. I think that whatever Yoda's species is, there are not a lot of them. And perhaps they are a species that stays, in seclusion for a reason. Maybe because Yoda species is known for their force sensitivity, right? Like, did I just make
I
that
think
up?
that's
Or
correct. I think
are
that's
they
right.
like susceptible to being especially in tune with the force just
Yeah.
upon arrival?
That's what I'm saying.
Hmm.
They probably was born from the force.
Maybe.
It's kind of like, when you're in kindergarten, you don't know you exist, and then one day you color in, and then like, bam, I got thoughts in my head. Like, oh, I'm self-aware now. I feel like that's what it is.
That's what the force did with Yoda. It's just like there was
He's
nothing and
coloring.
then there was green.
That's what
He's
I'm saying.
working
But
on his coloring book.
like at some point in your life, you didn't know how to read. You just saw the words, and then you become self-aware. It's like I can read. That's what I feel like. What just happened with Yoda?
Okay. Uh, but yeah, like I don't know if the species has a name or anything, but yeah, I would assume
Yeah,
that there are not very many, and that they are somewhere, but I don't know if there's just a planet full of them.
yeah. I honestly don't. I would be honestly. I'm not a Star Wars fan. I would be mad if we just found like a planet full of them. Like
Yeah, I know.
I would legit be mad. Like I don't. I want to see a couple more. Actually, I don't need.
Here's
I just maybe one more. But if I say a planet, I'm gonna be mad.
I kind of wonder if it's a situation where because they're so force sensitive, there was a group somewhere that tried to wipe them out.
Mm.
Like that would make
Sith or
sense to
somebody.
me. Yeah, like there was a group that was like they have way too much potential to be a problem. We need to do something about it. Like if
Right.
somebody orders 66th Yoda's people.
Yeah, I can see it. Like if there was a historical Order 66 where like it was just like a group of people were just like, we got to get them all Jedi, whatever, force sensitive people up out of here.
Yeah. Like
And not,
they're too for like they got yeah, their potential is too high. They could become a threat if they unify. We gotta do something about that.
yeah,
So I think that may be a part of the scarcity. And if I was making up theories, yeah, I would say somebody tried to eradicate them, and the few that made it out did what they could with what they had.
They
And Yoda's kind of an exception.
spread across different planets, and they're all lost from each other.
Yeah,
yeah. And I mean, shoot, Ahsoka established we have a different galaxy now. So, you know,
True.
who
or
knows?
it could be a situation like Planet Vegeta or Krypton, where there were a few that weren't on the planet at the time, and those
Yeah, they got,
lived, but the
yeah.
planet itself was destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
That's also a good theory too.
Because I mean, Luke went and found him on that one planet, the swampy looking
Oh
planet.
yeah,
But
talking about crackhead puppet Yoda.
chill out, man. Don't
Yeah,
disrespect, bro.
bro, that was a rough looking Yoda.
No, it wasn't. It was actually kind of dope. It was actually
No,
kind of like
no, bro, stop,
good for that time. Like very well
stop.
done.
Probably for that time, but when I'm watching it with my 2019 vision, I'm like,
It's
that's a
better
rough
than
puppet.
the prequels with that old CGI heavy
I'd rather
Yoda.
have that CGI heavy Yoda
No,
than that fucking dope fiend puppet.
Nah, bro, he looked crazy. Especially that during that time, CGI kind of just wasn't done very well. So
Yeah.
it looked like it was cropped in. It was bad.
Spencer, now you got to break the debate. What do you think? Uh, Doped out puppet or bad CGI Yoda?
Which one would I like rather watch?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the bad CGI Yoda. That that
Bro,
old puppet was
that
it was
puppet was
rough.
rough. That puppet was
That
rough, bro.
80s puppet, ew.
Bro, that's what makes Star Wars Star Wars. They
Nah,
still do
bro.
that
No, again,
to this day.
the practical effects I can appreciate it, but
Yeah.
like Yoda, ew. It was
Yeah, bro.
it was rough.
That Skid Row puppet, bro. That one been through some things. That's rough.
Bro, y'all are disrespectful.
Okay. The next question. I don't have an answer for this one because I don't remember this one happening, but it says, what did Finn want to tell Rey? One of the main
That he loves her.
protagonists, I said Storm.
Yeah,
Okay. To this day, we still don't
you
know
want to
what
hit.
Finn was going to tell her. Was it a confession of love? I don't
Yep.
remember this part at all.
We love an interracial couple.
Absolutely.
It says most fans speculate that he was going to admit being force sensitive, something
Yeah,
that was
that's
hinted at during
also
the trilogy.
a lot of fans are pissed that he wasn't established as force sensitive. Like he should have
I thought he
been.
was.
I
Like
did too. The
it
way
should
they
have
built
been.
him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That would have. I think that would have made people like those sequels a lot more.
Yeah. Uh Again, so the next question. I don't know this one, but I just found out. Okay, so the question is, how did Maz Katana get the Skywalker lightsaber? And if you don't know who that is, it's the orange lady in one of the movies. I don't know if y'all remember her.
Mm,
Yeah. So also, apparently she was voiced by Lupita Nyong'o.
Okay.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
So she's black.
In my book, yes.
I don't. I remember seeing her. I just don't remember what she was in.
I mean, like I said, I remember her. I remember seeing her too, but I definitely did not know who she was.
That's dope. Lupita.
Oh, dang! I just freaking lost my tab. That's crazy. I accidentally closed it.
Man.
And I got to go to my history right quick. But you know what? I'll just switch over to these other questions just because I had two of them pulled up. All right. So the next one is, why did Palpatine orchestrate Shami's death? I don't know who this is. Bro, there's some rough ones. It says, I don't even know if I said the name right. SHMI.
Shami.
Behind Shami Skywalker's death. Is that his Luke's mom or something?
Yep.
I assume it's got to be somebody.
Yeah.
I think I want to say that's Luke's mom, or not Luke's mom. Anakin's mom.
Anakin's.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
say it's Anakin's mom.
Because I feel like in the movie she got killed by the Jawas or somebody. Or am
Yeah, I
I
thought
tripping?
the yeah, I thought the fucking God, what is his name? The bug dude. I don't remember. It's been so long.
And then Anakin came through and just murdered him because his
Yeah,
mom died. Yeah.
yeah.
It says,
Why did Palpatine order that?
yeah,
Because Palpatine was playing the long game, and
Yeah. I was going to send him down the
yeah, you turn
wrong path.
somebody into an orphan. That's the way. Like
Yeah.
orphans make for the strongest wills. We see that all day long.
it's Origin 101.
Yeah, Origin 101. Yeah, make him an orphan.
Yeah, ain't no happiness for heroes.
Yeah, like, yeah, you can't have parents and be great. That's the rule.
Says, where were the Mandalorians during the original trilogies? Now, was the Mandalorians always a thing, or was that more of a new thing?
I
Yeah, it was
assumed
always.
I assumed that they were new.
No, I mean they have the Mandalore, like they have their planet. They were around during the Clone Wars.
Oh well,
Uh,
then yeah,
they just had their own. They had their own planet, and were always fighting against each other. And
so
it
they
was
were in a
kind of
civil war.
Yeah, they always had civil wars, and then just started branching out. That's why they were in the series Clone Wars. That's why you saw them, starting to show up in the prequels with the bounty hunter and Boba Fett and everything. But yeah, they were kind of always caught up in their own battles to where they couldn't come out in full force, anyways.
So wait, that is the answer. I just figured they just didn't want to be involved in any of the other nonsense.
Nah,
Like
yeah, they were too occupied. They had like tribes and different stuff, two different territories, and they went to Mandalorian and in Clone Wars actually.
Gotcha. Okay, I got my website back. Why didn't Obi-Wan hide Luke better? I feel like he did the best he
He
could,
did a
right?
damn good job.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you mean hide him better?
It
Like,
said at the end of the Revenge of the Sith, it decided newborn child Anakin Skywalker, or blah 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 blah. Why did Luke get the raw end of the deal? Obi-Wan, who made it his mission to guard Luke from afar, was never worried about Darth Vader returning to Tatooine. Couldn't they at least give the kid a different last name to better protect him?
I mean,
I
that's
thought weren't his he was with his uncle who was also a Skywalker, right?
I want to say yeah.
Yeah, but
And I mean, you put him on it's Tatooine. Like people act like Tatooine was just a
what it said,
popular
Leia
place.
Leia gets a new last name.
She does. They
And
hide her.
sent to a foreign planet to be raised by
Yeah,
a total stranger. Meanwhile, Luke retains his father's last name, Skywalker, and is sent to Anakin's home planet. That is kind of crazy. Why you send it to the home planet?
Because that's where his people were. I assumed
yeah. That's where
like
his relatives
that's
were.
yeah, like the people that were going to raise him, that's where they were. So that's and I would imagine that Obi-Wan was familiar with the area and was able to do the protecting from afar because he was familiar with everything.
Yeah, and I mean, they knew Luke was the guy. You know what I mean? For Leia, I mean, they didn't know her extent, but they didn't like project her to be sort of like they projected with Anakin. Like they didn't project her to be that
It could be good old-fashioned gender roles. They wanted, her to be pampered
sideline
and him to
girl.
be hardened
Yeah,
That is also that too.
because based on the time period, that absolutely could be what they decided.
So that definitely tracks. Okay. I think this is one we've probably actually asked before, and I feel like we did talk about it during the Obi-Wan series, but why did Obi-Wan let Darth Vader kill him? I think he just gave up. It's too old.
I ain't gonna lie. I remember the first time I watched it, I was pissed. I was like, "You just gave yourself up like that, bro? Like, if
I
you put,
assumed it was like a penance. Like he was like, I'm getting what I deserve
yeah,
based
maybe,
on my sins. That's what I took it to mean. Like he finally was just like, you know what? This is just how it's gotta be. Like knowing what we know now.
yeah, I think he knew how it was gonna eventually shake. It needed to be handled by Luke, and so he kind of it was just the way he died, and it was the effects of the time. Dude
Yeah,
just disappeared. Like,
Yeah,
gone.
my boy like dropped all clothes and was out.
yeah,
And again, time period.
right.
But then that brings us to the next question. Why didn't Anakin's body vanish when he died?
It was 2000. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
Because Obi-Wan was built different. I don't know.
yeah. Like Obi-Wan was like, poof, I'm out of here. Anakin, I feel like didn't go kicking and screaming. He did not want to die. Now, are they talking about like Darth Vader or when Anakin got lost to
Says
Obi-Wan?
when Obi-Wan is killed by Vader, his body vanishes to thin air and becomes one with the Force.
Mm-hmm.
This correlates to a skill that allowed Jedi to become Force ghosts in the afterlife. We see it happen again when Yoda passes away in Return of Jedi, and when Luke himself dies in The Last Jedi. But when Anakin perishes in Return of the Jedi, his body doesn't vanish. Luke seemingly brings it back with him to Endor, and burns Anakin's body inside the Darth Vader suit. Despite all this, Anakin reappears as a Force ghost not 10 minutes later. If Anakin possesses the Jedi skills like Yoda and Obi-Wan, which he clearly does, then shouldn't his body have disappeared too?
I mean, not all Jedi disappear like that.
maybe if you were ever corrupted, there's just some extra steps.
But in the
And
end, he became good though, right?
one of the things I wonder, and maybe this is me just being trifling, but whenever Obi-Wan is a Force ghost, is he an old man Force ghost?
Yes.
So you are a Force ghost as you died. So why is Anakin pretty again when he's a Force ghost and not all mangled?
That is a good
Ooh,
point.
that's a good point.
I wonder if you just go to your best
I was like,
version of yourself.
you go to your prime.
But
Yeah.
Obi-Wan is an old man Force ghost. He's not Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, but he got
That's
the
true.
old man strength. No, maybe that's what it
He
is.
died as that old man.
Yeah, it does
Because
make sense. They
Qui-Gon,
basically picked the best version of that act, not the best version of the actor, but at the time period, which,
yeah, because like Qui-Gon, he died youngish, so
yeah.
he makes sense.
Hmm.
But yeah, like we yeah, I would figure you are a Force ghost as you died. Like however you died, that's how you show up as a Force ghost. But
Trying to
Anakin,
think.
yeah, he was able to go back in time for his Force
Yeah,
ghost.
he's like able to do his hair and stuff. I
Yeah,
wonder if Yoda, I'm trying to think of what Yoda looked like as a Force ghost, but I can't remember.
I
but
mean,
Yoda's
whether
been old our entire lives. Like Yoda
yeah,
started out old. So
he's
Yeah,
born
that's
old.
true.
yeah, 'cause- yeah. So I I don't know. I think that may have just been an oversight. I think that the movie needed to happen and they wanted to have like the symbolic situation of, burning the body and all that. And they retroactively made him a younger Force ghost because before Disney got a hold of it, it was his old decrepit body that was the Force ghost, right?
That's a good question. I don't remember.
Because I feel like when I was younger, it was like the dude who played Anakin's body, like he was the Force ghost. And they have since replaced him with Hayden Christensen.
You know, okay, you might be right because I feel like at the end of not Empire Strikes Back, it's the end of six.
Return.
Return, yeah. But like at the end of six, after Darth Vader dies, he comes back as a ghost. I just don't remember what version he comes back in. Obviously, wasn't Hayden yet. So yeah, that's tough. I think you are right though.
Okay.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Okay. Last two questions. Uh, I think we also talked about this one before, because I remember we talked about it. This was the first time I had found out about it. But the question is Ahsoka alive during the sequel trilogy? And then it says Ahsoka's status in Rise of Skywalker is heavily debated, although Ahsoka's voice can be heard among those that speak to Rey during her final battle with Palpatine. Many of those voices of Jedi who has passed on. Her death has not been confirmed. As Ahsoka season one, she has been seems as powerful as ever, so she has yet to show signs of slowing down.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't think she's dead. Also,
Yeah,
I have no idea. I don't have context, but yeah, she's not dead.
yeah. I
Ha-
don't think she's dead either.
Has she tap in through the Force from thousands
Yep.
of planets away?
Yeah,
Yep. Because she
Yep.
got that shit.
She got long distance calling, I guess.
Yep. She
that's
got
what
that
the
shit.
Force is. Yeah,
Because I've seen her close her eyes and make shit happen.
yeah. Like that Wi-Fi is strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think we'll ever find out?
I think so.
I would
I think so.
assume. I would be surprised if we never find out how Ahsoka dies.
Yeah, same.
But you say you would be or you wouldn't be surprised?
I would be surprised if
Oh,
we
okay.
never find out.
Oh,
Yeah,
if we never find out,
if they
gotcha.
just left that up in the air, that'd be weird.
Yeah. Like she's way too popular a character to have
Exactly.
an unfinished story, especially when we're this far in the future.
Exactly.
Okay.
Solo show too. Yeah.
Like
Okay.
yeah, they gotta finish that out.
She got a season two, right? Coming, Ahsoka.
Hmm.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. All right. Last question. Did Ray tell anyone about Ben Solo's return back to the light? I don't remember this, but Ben Solo's return to the light side at the Force at the end. The Rise of Skywalker is one of the most meaningful arcs of the sequel trilogy, yet the movie ends before Rey shares what happened on Exgol. Seeing Ray do so on screen is critical not only to of Ben's return, but because he's literally gave his life for Ray. Oh yeah,
Mm.
he's like the bad guy in the movie, right? For a long time until he does like the turn.
Feel like he's
Yeah,
Kylo Ren until
Kylo
he's
Ren.
not.
Yep,
Is he a Force ghost?
probably not because he was a bad guy for most of his. What? Goddamn.
That's the thing. Anakin.
Ooh, here we go.
Anakin,
Look.
and
Anakin
wasn't
had
a
a face
bad guy
turn.
for most of his life. Now, I will say Darth Vader is old as hell. So,
Anakin had a face turn. Like
yeah, he did.
he had a heel turn and then a
He had
face
a
turn.
heel
Like,
turn.
but
Yeah.
Order 66, he did that.
Yeah, he definitely was there.
And he's a Force ghost now. So is Kylo Ren a Force ghost?
I wouldn't be surprised.
So basically, anybody who died Jedi, you just become a Force ghost.
If you died on the good side, I think you can be a
Yeah.
Force ghost.
If
And,
you give your life to Christ, you go.
I think because isn't it like you have to be powerful enough to
Become a
cross
ghost.
over? You know what I'm saying? Like you can't. Not any Jedi is just over here being a Force ghost. Like you got to be cream of the crop, cream de la creme.
Top
Is
chef,
Mace Windu a Force ghost?
Who?
Mace
Mace.
Windu?
Oh yeah,
I don't.
he seemed pretty powerful. He had a purple lightsaber.
He was, but compared to other people, I don't think Mace is like that.
I thought Mace Windu was one of the baddest in the game.
He nice. Mace is nice, but
Because
Obi-Wan
I know
packing him
that
up.
whenever
Get up
I
out of there.
saw Mace Windu in I think it was Clone Wars, I saw him going up against some droids, and the way he was using the Force, I was like, this is how you cook.
Yeah.
This is
He
what
was
you're
nice.
supposed to do. From
Yeah.
now on, that's how you drive.
Yeah, he was cooking, but yeah, I don't think he's one of them.
I
Like,
will say, if he is a Force ghost, I know as soon as Anakin showed up, he was mugging like, oh, he was
he's
so
on his
pissed.
It's like,
head.
bro, I told y'all. I told y'all.
I told y'all we shouldn't accept this nigga. I told y'all.
Yeah, I know. If Mace Windu saw him in the Force Ghost lobby, I know he was mad as hell.
You gotta listen to black people shirt on, probably. Yeah.
So the question, what was the question?
The question was, oh, did Ray tell anybody about, his heel turn?
I think she did. I don't know
I'd be
who.
like, why wouldn't she?
Yeah, because I mean that has deep ties. Like he killed Han Solo. He killed his dad. You know what I'm saying? Like my boy, that's deep. You know, he
So
got
you got to tell people.
beef with Luke because the way Luke heel turn also.
That was wild. That was wild too. Why did he turn again?
It was stupid. He thought he saw him being something. I can't remember the exact thing, but I think he envisioned what Ben was going to be, and he tried to take him out or something. I don't remember. It was such a stupid storyline that.
And then it ended up not happening because obviously he turned to the good side.
Yeah, Star Wars fans try to forget, but yeah, that was stupid.
That's a little rough.
Yeah.
Brandon, when are you, or is it too soon? Are you going to do a big Star Wars rewatch of everything, all the movies?
Man, I might do it, man. I do want to rewatch Andor, so I might do that. I do want to
We are getting
rewatch
Endor season 2 this year, right?
Yep, yes sir, later this year.
I'm sure we'll talk about that on here.
It's freaking Luli. Potential show of the year. We'll see. It definitely was a show of 2023.
It ain't gonna be the show this year because it's going up against The Last of Us season 2.
Hell no, that's better than we've had this debate.
Bro, it is not better.
Okay, this might be one for the chat. Now I will say, I think people are a little biased.
I was gonna say, Brandon, I don't think that's gonna go well for you because people don't like Andor the way you like Andor.
Most people do.
No. Most people would
Jordan.
not call Andor Star Wars best show.
Because those first 3 episodes was
Jordan, look up Andor's stats.
all right. Let me pull up the stats right quick.
Andor season 1.
Okay, so Andor season 1. Critic score got a 97 or 96, and the audience got an 87.
Cooking.
87 is.
I mean, that's for the. No offense,
No, that's what I'm saying. Like that.
Yeah,
That's
like
my point.
I think we know like this is kind of highbrow, and that's okay.
And
The fact
that
that they got
again,
97 with critics for a Star Wars show is doing really well, right? That
yes.
means top tier. It won a bunch of awards. Last of Us, I feel like you ain't even got to be a nerd to watch Last of Us. Like,
Yeah, I'm trying to find.
That is probably true. But yeah, I would say that
Oh,
in
they fairly close.
in a lot of people's opinion, Andor is not the best Star Wars item as it is in your opinion. I'm just saying for most people. I'm not able to. The critics may think that Andor is the best one,
it's by far the best
but
because there's not another one competing with it to me personally. But I can see why there's some other shows like Ahsoka very nostalgic. So I see why other people wouldn't choose others.
The Last of Us got a 96 for critic and an 88 for audience. So I mean, they right there.
yeah, like that's the same.
Yeah, like ooh, okay. Let's this is way off topic, but we'll end pretty soon here. Which is better, Shogun or Last of Us?
I didn't watch Last of Us.
Which is surprising to me, but
I know that really is surprising.
There are too many shows.
Bro, that is a good question, bro. I'm be
Shogun.
honest.
Shogun.
That is, I don't know. I would have to flip a coin on that one. They literally are both so good.
Put that in the chat
Yeah, let
in
me
our
see.
group.
Let me check out Rotten Tomatoes for Shogun right quick.
I
Might be
imagine it's
100.
going to be like really high.
You might get 100.
I'm assuming 97, 96.
99 for
I
the
told you.
audience. I mean
It might be
for the
100.
critics and 88 for the audience.
These audiences are
I
I'm
think
telling you, bro. Some of these people
they
are
be tripping.
stupid. I was about to say something else. But
That's a good question, bro. I don't know. It might depend on the day because
it's
either one of
Shogun,
them will
bro. Come
work.
on, man. What we doing? I will say, I think the acting is better in Shogun, but the acting in Last of Us is really good too.
Bro, the Brothers episode and the Bill and Frank episode,
Oh, top tier. Top tier.
top tier, bro.
Top tier. They both won awards that year. Dominated the awards both years. So,
Yes.
but yeah. If
just for my own, just for me.
okay.
Could you look up Penguin on Rotten Tomatoes?
Yes, sir. Let's see. Penguin Rotten
You
Tomatoes.
might get 91. You might get 90.
I don't know. Penguin was really good.
Hey, people agree with you. The critic score is a 95 and the audience is a 90.
It's new. It's recent. Let's take that into account.
So Shogun is not recent.
I mean, Penguin came out last week. You know what I'm saying? Like relatively recent.
Okay, so one more thing for me to check. So the all the critics, it looks like what is that, 111 voted for Penguin. So there's 111. Let me check out Shogun right quick. I forgot you can actually
And
see the number.
Penguin's a limited series, so
It's true.
109 for the critics for Shogun.
oh, so less. Okay.
And then The Last of Us had 161.
I will say Penguin have the benefit of being a spinoff.
True.
However, it's really good.
Also, but The Last of Us had the benefit of being a video game, and Shogun had the benefit of being a book that probably
different.
not that many
It's
people
different.
read.
It was a spinoff of an extremely popular superhero movie.
Even outside of that, Penguin it's so good.
It is good. It's very good. But Star Wars, we appreciate you. We appreciate everybody hit us up.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Check Ahsoka's numbers. Just because.
Yeah, check it. I if it cracks 90, I'd be surprised.
Ahsoka's is 85 for the critic and 64 for the audience.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Andor is the best rated show according to Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. Yep.
Safe to assume. I can't think of another Star Wars. Mandalorian is probably most people's best Star Wars show.
Yeah, probably so.
And to end it, to bring it back around to where we started, Skeleton Crew, 91% by the critics and 80% by the audience.
Let's go.
That's not bad. Okay.
Talk to him. 6.5. My ass. Come on, man.
So,
Come
yeah,
on, man.
there it is. But to be fair, no one, critics aren't really judging TV shows too much on Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes is there for the movies, but it is what it is. We need, I keep saying it, maybe we need to start a Rotten Tomatoes so we be considered critics.
I like it.
Might have to do that. But, anything else Star Wars related before we get up out of here?
That's it. Don't kill us. We're not experts on this. Let us know. Educate us.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you have theories, if you know something, if we got something just wrong as hell, because that is likely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know where to let us know. And there are some of you, I know that this episode hurt to listen to just because we don't know the things that you know.
Mm-hmm.
So there are places where you can tell us how you feel. And Jordan told you all about those at the beginning.
Yeah. So until then, we're never duplicated.
Always appreciate it.
And forever melanated.